Welcome to UK Voices 22. John Stewart roasts Meghan Markle's cooking skills. That was the headline that left both Hollywood insiders and royal watchers buzzing, and for once it wasn't tabloid exaggeration. On a segment that was supposed to showcase Meghan Markle's attempt to reinvent herself as a lifestyle queen with her new cooking venture, John Stewart took what many saw as an unexpected but brutally honest swipe at her kitchen skills. What was framed as a polished, carefully staged modern Duchess cooking moment quickly spiraled into an awkward televised disaster, and Stewart didn't hold back. His sarcasm landed with the kind of sting that even Meghan's critics admitted was hard to ignore. But the real question that kept everyone glued to their screens was this: was Stewart simply being a late-night comedian doing his job? Or did he unmask what many have quietly suspected, that Meghan's glossy image crumbles the moment she's outside a scripted royal fairytale? From that opening moment, the embarrassment only deepened. Stewart joked that Meghan's risotto looked like something served in detention, and as laughter rolled through the audience, Meghan's famously polished smile froze into what viewers described as a mix of panic and forced composure. For a woman who has built her brand on appearing effortlessly in control, the cracks were visible, and the humiliation was undeniable. The roast wasn't just about food, it was about perception. Stewart tapped into the very narrative Meghan has tried so hard to bury, that behind the PR campaigns, behind the carefully curated podcasts, and behind the expensive production sets, there is a woman trying too hard to prove her worth in an industry that doesn't buy what she's selling. What made Stewart's roast sting so much was its authenticity. He didn't need to exaggerate. When he pointed to her overcooked pasta and quipped, "Even Gordon Ramsay would retire after seeing this," the audience howled, not because they were cruel, but because the dish truly looked like a disaster. Clips of the segment circulated on social media within minutes, and the hashtags #MeghanCookingFail and #StewartRoast trended across Twitter and TikTok. And here's where it gets even more controversial: Meghan had pitched this appearance as a comeback moment. Insiders revealed she had rehearsed for weeks, determined to use the cooking segment as a platform to show herself as relatable, authentic, and rebranded for the American public. Instead, the result was the opposite. Stewart's barbs cut through the PR illusion, exposing Meghan not as a relatable home cook, but as a disconnected figure who looked uncomfortable in her own kitchen. This wasn't just a roast, it was a dismantling. Every smirk from Stewart, every punchline that landed with the audience, widened the gulf between Meghan's intended image and the reality unfolding live. Viewers didn't just laugh, they remembered. And in the unforgiving world of celebrity reputation, that memory can last longer than any staged Netflix series. But Stewart wasn't done. He teased, he paused, he layered his roast with a rhythm designed to hold the audience in suspense. At one point, holding up a spoonful of Meghan's dish, he quipped, "If Buckingham Palace had served this, Brexit would have happened 10 years earlier." The audience erupted. And Meghan. That frozen smile returned, as if she were desperately waiting for the cameras to cut away. By the end of the show, one thing was certain: Meghan Markle had walked in aiming for redemption and walked out as the punchline. Stewart's roast wasn't a passing joke, it was the headline, the meme, the viral clip that defined the night. In keeping with his signature style, Stewart delivered humor that was sharp, but rooted in truth, and that truth was unavoidable. Meghan's attempt to reinvent herself through cooking had collapsed spectacularly. And here lies the ultimate payoff for viewers, the promise the title made. Yes, John Stewart did roast Meghan Markle's cooking skills, but more than that, he exposed the very fragility of her brand. He gave audiences what they clicked for, not just mockery, but validation of a growing suspicion that Meghan's glossy image doesn't hold up under real-world pressure. In closing, Stewart's roast will be remembered not as a simple late-night gag, but as a cultural moment where comedy unmasked pretense. For Meghan, It was another chapter in a long history of failed attempts to control the narrative. For the audience, it was the satisfaction of seeing the polished facade slip, proving once again that reality is always sharper than spin.